Well, looking at the numbers, um, Don has a slightly better average, and Floyd has the better PB for this level block. So it's hard to tell by the numbers who's got any real advantage here.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. It's gonna be pretty close. I mean, Floyd has never lost to Don, a fact that I'm sure Don is well aware of. As we look at these boards, and it's again they're keeping it pretty even. I think that wasn't where Floyd wanted to put that double yellow, but heck, what do I know? We'll see when it comes up. But looking at the drop time, I think that is in fact not what he wanted to do, and that's given Dawn just a slight lead here, about 9 viruses early in level 10.
hmm There's a lot of double clear opportunities on Don's board, more so than Floyd's. Floyd's board looks a bit more jagged and uneven. Looks like we're trying to
Yeah,
get the timer set up here.
I think the issue on Dawn's board though is how much red it requires. He is definitely looking down the barrel of a ton of reds. I do like this double clear opportunity setup. Uh, May even think about fat logging it. Very smartly does not, but big drop there, and that's going to make his life a lot easier, especially with these blues coming up. But yeah, still a lot of red to get rid of. Meanwhile, Floyd also needing a lot of red, but more access to blue in this board. And looks like he's going to have some efficient plays, but it is going to be Dawn out first at a 145.
Very well handled by Don. Let's see how he attacks the top of his board here. All the red access seems to be on the left-hand side thus far.
A nice use of garbage there on that right hand side. As Floyd takes a sip of his Dr. Mario juice, I think he was missing that red pill in the bottom right corner of his board. He's out at a 210. You rarely see Floyd take a sip until after a level's over, so I think he, like a lot of us do, kind of missed that that virus was still there.
Yeah, and that happens every once in a while, unfortunately. You miscount something, only count to three instead of four. It happens to the best of us. It really does. But right now, 17 virus lead is not insurmountable.
Yeah, especially with Dawn again looking at all of these reds, is getting some double reds here. That's going to be helpful, but and it does look like he is out of the worst of it. But for a while there, it was again nothing but reds on his top line, and that can be really cruel. I know that's your least favorite color there, Pack.
Well, my least favorite pill color right now is blue because it just never shows up when I need it to. But
Fair
this
enough.
is this is actually a really manageable board. Yeah, there are a lot of red viruses, but you don't really need a whole lot of red pills to clear all those viruses. Like he could get this done in four pill fragments if he gets them. There's
Looks like
one,
that is what he's planning to do.
there's two, and just waiting on a couple more. There's three, there's four.
Gotta
Floyd,
wonder
meanwhile,
if
has managed to close the gap to about eight viruses.
I gotta wonder if Floyd's been playing Super Nintendo Dr. Mario because he earlier he had access to these two blues he's clearing right now in column 8, and for just a second it looked like he was thinking about trying to make the swim over all the way over. That is a much harder maneuver in this version of the game, whereas on the SNES it's fairly manageable. But did stop himself before he ran the risk of making a big drop, and now he's out at a 417.
Floyd is into his 12, and it's now an 11 virus gap, which is more narrow than it was before. A fairly friendly early board for Floyd, a pretty high concentration of red on the top of his board.
On finally getting that red blue he's been looking for a while.
Ooh, nice combo.
Yep, and I think I saw the game glitch just the slightest bit. It might have been just my imagination or even Twitch, but it did. He did have a lot going on in that combo.
Yeah, and obviously, as we said before, you don't want to make your combos too big because if you crash the game, then you're in a world of hurt. Nice horizontal clear, and I like how that sets up that easy in between clear and just line up the blue garbage so it can be easily cleared.
Yeah, Floyd, meanwhile, still about 17 viruses behind, making some good clears here, but it's just taking more time. He doesn't have, with these spires going on the right and middle of his board, he just doesn't really have the ability to have a clean setup for much of anything. We'll see how long that lasts as Dawn is out at a 544.
Yeah, Don had a super clean endgame at the end of that level, and this is going to be a nice drop horizontal to start off his 13. Very well played.
Ooh, wow. I think that might have been a miss. Yeah, Don shakes his head. That was a misdrop for him. There was some access to the blues in column 7 and 8. Didn't know if maybe that was the thought process there, and maybe I was just missing something. But no, it did turn out to be a misdrop, but one that he has cleared out. Floyd, though, is going to be shortly joining him in level 13, but not shortly enough. I'm sure he is thinking, as he gets a double red, which would have made his life a little easier. He's out at a 636. And a
This
couple of dozen
column eight,
viruses.
yeah, this column eight on Don's board looks a little bit daunting, but there are three double clear opportunities in that column, so it's probably not as bad as it looks. Looks like he's going to do some tucking and yeah, he's gonna minimize drop time as much as he can.
Yeah, what was looking like a really rough board is now looking much more manageable. Like you said, that column eight's still going to be an issue, but given the amount of lead that he's got over Floyd, I don't think it's going to be too big of an issue. Although Floyd with a big combo there, that's going to take a lot of viruses off the board. But still, it is now 31-9, now 30-28-7. I'm going to stop trying to do that as yeah, it's closing down here and Don finding everything he needs.
Yeah, he got the perfect pill sequence to attack column eight with, and he immediately pounced on the opportunity. And he's going to be out at a 751.
So yet another sub 8 coming out of our players, and Floyd playing a good solid game. This has been a really good 13 for him up until just this last little bit. He was trying to do anything that he could to get moving forward, and unfortunately just not enough for him as they get ready to continue. Both medium players, not something you see these days much.
Yeah, you were mentioning that tough swim maneuver that Floyd was trying to do. I mean, you can make bigger swims when you're playing on medium because the pills aren't following us or aren't falling as fast on their own.
Yeah, I think it wasn't the slide as much as the flip itself that I was worried about for him. But yeah, definitely makes me yearn for playing SNES.
I think a lot of things make people yearn for playing SNES, such as actually reliably getting double color pills.
Yes, indeed. All right, so you're ready from Dawn, and I don't know, my internet's terrible, so maybe we see a ready from Floyd. I'll know here in a minute. All
All
right,
right, we
there's
got
that ready.
readies.
I get it. My internet is all the way on the other side of the house, so sometimes my phone where I check my readies or it just doesn't go. But we
Uh,
do have that 3-2-1 pills.
some tantalizing double clear opportunities for Dawn early in his board. There's one of them, and there's another, and another, and another. quickly chunking through this board and taking a small early lead. Looking at Floyd's board, Floyd's got a decent amount of double clear opportunities himself. Just right now, he's kind of being forced to create a little garbage for himself just by virtue of the RNG and his top line.
Yeah, good play there though, and now he's going to be in need of quite a bit of yellow to move his board along. Dawn, meanwhile, needing a lot of red to do the same. So let's see kind of which comes first, the yellow for Floyd or the red for Dawn. Hmm, That was a movie, Red Dawn. Anyway,
Yeah, so far, a pretty close game. Only a three virus difference thus far. Floyd's still chunking through a little bit of garbage, and Don really needs some red help, and he needs it yesterday.
yeah, that's going to be the thing I think throughout the entire rest of this board, because he's going to be able to get a blue out, right now. Oh, decides to use the red, makes sense. And look at this setup for Dawn. Oh, he's going to get a double. No, okay, it's not a blitz. I thought he was going to get a double red blitz there
Yeah, I
and
thought he
really be
was
able to take
too.
it out.
As soon as I see two double reds in a row, I'm thinking I'm going to get a five or six more. That's generally how it is.
Right?
Oh,
So
nice lightning
143.
log to start here.
Yeah, he was out about a 143. So we'll see where Floyd lands. Going to be about a 158. So looking at 15-second difference to start on a level number 11. And nice tee there for Don.
Yeah, Don was pretty set up pretty nicely. He had the horizontal clears and the vertical clears on top set up nicely, so he was going to get at least one of those vertical clears to follow. Got a lot of double clear opportunities here.
And I will say the top of Floyd's board was really accessible for uh, not so much doubles as off-color pill sets, and it really gave him an opportunity. He's pulled himself back to within a dozen, and did it really quickly. So good board health for him, and now he's really been waiting a hot minute for red blue to show up to be able to get him off the top of this board, and it's just not happening.
Yeah, Don, meanwhile, getting everything he needs for this level right now, just blazing through this level 11. Just a few blue fragments away from getting out of here.
Yeah, that long wait for the red blue really hurt Floyd, and we see Don out at a 320. That's a really nice time coming out of these two levels.
Averaging 140 on levels 10 and 11, that's rock solid. Keeping
All
everything
right.
vertical right now. See the big cluster of yellow in the middle of his board.
Yeah, I can't say that I hate anything about his board, but I also don't love it. It's not one of those that just inspires confidence, but it's also not one that makes you write angry letters to Nintendo CEOs.
Yeah, well, you got to believe that he's going for that horizontal clear on that red at the top of column 6, rather. There it is. He's got it.
All right, and Floyd's still just fighting this one out at a 417. That's got to be painful considering how quickly he got through the early game in that level 11, and now he is about half a level behind. But Floyd's got some good speed to him, and he can definitely put something together with a good board and some good RNG.
He looks like column 4 is all set up for Don right now. All he needs to do is clear this blue on top of column 5, and everything's going to drop down and clear out. Right now,
Of
not
course,
getting
that
any
means he
blue
won't get.
fragments, though.
Oh, I love this.
Oh, there
There
we
it
go.
goes. Beautiful.
And that sets up the in-between clear for the blues. That's beautiful.
Oh,
Looks like he didn't quite get that drop in correctly, but not a big deal. It's hardly a catastrophic error.
get one of those patented swung parking garage situations there, as he's out at a 522. That's one of my favorite new terms. I don't know if it's made major parlance yet, but it is.
I haven't heard it, but I want to know more.
Parking garage is a piece that you put over to the side to prevent you from or to prevent you from over tucking.
Okay.
Yeah, once you see it in action, it makes perfect sense.
All right. Cool.
All right, and the play looking good from Dawn. He's not got a lot of access to yellow, and as I say that, immediately gets access to yellow. So looking good for him at the top of this final level of the block. Floyd looking solid. I mean, that's a pretty solid chunk of pills there, but or viruses there, but it can knock off pretty quickly if he gets the right sequence.
Yeah, there's a quite a bit of blue to this double blue. Let's see. Yep, he'll take the horizontal clear and get the double clear. Don is making quick work of this board so far. It's a bit spired in columns 1 and 2, but okay, that double blue definitely helps. He's got the L clear set up in column 4 as well, and he can pretty much take that at his leisure.
Probably going to be taking it.
I think he wants to. Yeah, he wanted to drop the blue in to set up the horizontal clear at the bottom.
Yep. And set it up he has. Now the question is, how quickly can Floyd get down to the bottom of this level? Wow.
Nice,
A lot of
nice.
doubles coming up for Dawn.
Yeah, so much blue and yellow on his board, mostly blue. But Don is
Wow.
going to be out at 723.
Checking real quick. That is a new PB for Dawn by about 21 seconds. So
More
GG's
PB
to him.
strats.
Yeah, I mean that's how you win games, right? Set your PBs.
Yeah,
Whew.
sounds about right.
All right, and with that, it is 2 games to none. Floyd gonna have to get a reverse sweep to keep this running and find a way to win. Dawn looking to say, "Hey, let's get one more sweep under the board." Uh, who knows? It's real hard to sweep somebody with the quality of either of these players. So we'll see what happens.
Yep. We got our 3-2-1 pills, and we are go for game 3.
Low starting board for both players. Maybe I'm just used to the higher levels at this point, but solid play. I like both of these boards. There's really no complaints here. And yeah, both players just making good, clear progress. Dawn, though, losing access to blue. That's going to be a potential pain point depending on how long it takes him to get down to where he can actually use some.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how Don's going to attack this board because got to get the feeling that okay, I see. He's going to horizontal these reds, and then once he can vertical clear the okay, he's got the vertical, and now he's got the horizontal into another drop combo.
Man, oh man, good play. And Floyd keeping up with him is gonna. He's a little more spired, although I'm assuming just a blue red's what he's waiting for. He's not going to be able to do that. Just goes ahead and takes it with just the double, or yeah, with the double blue. And taking a slight lead there is Floyd. Uh, just looking solid.
Yeah, you would have loved to see the double yellow like this to clear out those viruses on column 1 nice and efficiently without any drop time. It just didn't quite happen that way. Floyd's down to 3 already. He's showing he means business here.
Yes, indeed. Well, I like what I'm seeing here for him. Again, just doing the options. That's something I learned from you back in the day. 146 for Floyd, 149 for Dawn. Yeah, that in-game strategy of just giving yourself multiple options really showing for Floyd there. and Dawn with a good quick end game to keep things very close.
Yeah, both end games were really good. Don's was probably just slightly better. Don needs some serious red and blue help to attack the left-hand side of his board, or else it's going to get very spired in a hurry.
Yep. And okay, he sees that red blue. That's exactly what he wants. So kicking it down really deep, but these two keeping it neck and neck. It's just a couple of virus difference between the two of them. Of course, Floyd is going to need something with red to kind of make things work and get his board moving forward. Decides to trigger a horizontal plan on that column too. You know, we're going to have to wait and see if that turns out to be the right call. But so far, so good. And I love that he's got this opportunity right here now that's going to allow for a horizontal on the red. And he's got an underclear option. Don't think he's going to take it though.
Looking at Don's board right now, it looks like he's going to attack column 6 vertically and take the drop clear horizontally once he gets the opportunity to do so. There it is. And he's got the last blue virus lined up perfectly. And just like that, it's pretty much a dead heat right now.
Yeah, Floyd forgoing a couple of double reds. That's an interesting choice considering what he's got. Oh, I see.
Yeah, he's got a
I missed
big
the fat log setup.
fat log clear right there. But Don is going to be out at about 3:45. Floyd just waiting for a couple more reds. There it is, 350. So Don managing to gain enough on Floyd to retake the lead going into 12.
But Floyd with a lot of doubles at the top of this board and coming horizontally. I mean, I don't think it's any faster, but it sure feels that way sometimes. As we've got now about a 5 virus lead for Dawn, but if Floyd can get a lot of blue coming up, this could turn the game pretty quickly.
Yeah, the thing about horizontal clears is that yes, they are quick and they generally don't have much drop time unless they have something on top of them. But they can also potentially make your board a little uneven if they're not quite played right. So it's really just a matter of how you play it.
Ooh, love this L clear into a drop horizontal for Floyd into another combo. He's been practicing up for for our finals in November over in Columbus, I think.
Here comes the fat T from Dawn.
And yeah, these two keeping it close here in this level 12. It is anybody's game at this point.
He Don needs some red help right now, and so far he's not getting it. But now he is. There, that nice little drop clear is going to take out 3 more viruses. The right-hand side of his board looks a little clustered, though. It might be a point of concern at this juncture. But and looking at Floyd's board, everything seems pretty neat. He just needs to get the right pills to finish it off.
Yep.
And right now, okay,
Honestly,
that's a nice drop. That's a nice drop right there.
yep, it's going to be Dawn out again at a 547. And Floyd going to be out at a
Oh
549.
boy.
So yeah, the difference is pretty much just their timer difference on our screen. That is it. These two keeping it close. Floyd playing
Don,
for
oh,
his tournament life.
very nice play by Don there to get the L clear as well as minimize garbage on his board. You got to wonder if he's okay. Yeah, he is going for this drop horizontal clear, and now he has no real garbage on his board.
Yeah, Floyd, unfortunately for him, not able to get to that no garbage situation as it has been a little tougher top line, and he is now 6 viruses behind up from having about a 3 virus lead a little earlier in the level. Don, though, got a chasm in the middle of his board. That could be problematic or it could be just fine. It's really going to be dependent on the pills here.
Yeah, looking at Floyd's board, I honestly think he's playing it really well. I just think RNG is being a little bit more favorable to Don right now, who's now got a 6 virus lead, which is not insurmountable, not even at this point. I mean, Don still needs a decent amount of help here. This red blue is going to be big in helping him attack column number 8. But
Yeah,
Don needs red right now.
column 8 for both players being a bit of a sticking point. Floyd would love to get these blues out of column 7 before he does exactly what he just did. And just decides to go ahead and bite the bullet, though. Looks like that is not going to be a problem for him. He is down to 8. Dawn is down to 6. Now 6 to 6. Now 5 to 6. It is going to be very close here. Who knows who is going to take this one?
Yeah, the problem is Don is kind of walled off for the most part. He still needs a lot of red, and he's basically 3 red fragments from finishing this. He's going to get that drop combo. Floyd might be looking for a red yellow here to get the drop horizontal on the yellow, but Don is out at 8-11, and that is the game.
Wow. Really close one. Came right down to the end there.
It,
But in the end, it is going to be Dawn going to our finals.
yeah, just look at Floyd's board. You see all that blue and yellow garbage on his board, and you just know it was RNG that did him in the end. And that's really unfortunate, but definitely no knock on him as a player who did great to keep up with Don in that game 3.